We have two primary goals at the Consulate General in Nuevo Laredo, as we do at any embassy and consulate anywhere in the world. And in my case, I'm a consular officer. My specialty is what I'm going to be talking about. As principal officer, the senior officer at the post, I also monitor political developments and economic trends. I'm not an economist, so a lot of it is pretty Greek to me, but luckily there are people like you guys here who do understand it, so when we send a report. The big message I would like to leave with you as you hear from people and friends and business partners is the visa application process does result in most people getting the visa, contrary to what some people may hear or stories you may hear. And we are there to help people. We're not there to turn people down. We're there to facilitate legitimate travel to the United States. Now, in addition to tourist visas, Nuevo Laredo has the distinction of being the second busiest consulate in the world, second after Monterey, in processing the H-2 seasonal workers. These are primarily agricultural workers, and we're number 2 in the world in processing these. These are very important visas because they allow Mexicans to come and work legally in the United States. Most of the people who get these visas have done this before, so they're returning. They've got records and they are known as good employees. And again, we want to do everything we can to facilitate their travel. There are limits, annual limits on the number of H-2 visas that can be issued set by Congress. So we usually run out of numbers, and so the demand starts to fade away come June, July. But from the period January to, say, June, we're quite busy. For fiscal year 2006, for example, which is the period from October 1st, 2005 until September 30th, 2006, we processed 34,800 visas in Nuevo Laredo. And of those, 3,200 were H-2s. In the following year, fiscal year 07, we processed 62,600 visas, of which almost 33,000 were the H-2s. And in the just completed fiscal year 2008, we had a slight downturn in demand overall. We processed about 46,800 visas, but about 30,000 of those were the H-2s. There are reasons for the downturn that I can talk about in a minute, but as you can see, we're doing a very good job trying to process people who want to come and work legally in the United States and do it the right way. The visa application process, I think, much easier for most people in Mexico. It will be a process that will also make it easier for us to deal with the demand that we expect to continue to grow over the next few years as we get into something that I'll talk about. This off-site data collection facility is known down there as the Applicant Service Center, and it's a contract service. And the way the process works is basically people make their appointments to apply for visas the same way. They can call a number, or they can go more easily to our website and make their appointments online. And what they do basically is make 2 appointments. They make an appointment to go into this Applicant Service Center, which will take the photos and the biometric data, which we used to do at the consulate. And they're usually done in about 5 minutes. People are in and out very, very fast. In the old days, when we were doing all this for various reasons, a person would come to the consulate in Nuevo Laredo and could probably expect to spend 4, 5, 6 hours there. We sort of face, in some ways, a perfect storm of work demand at the Consulate General. With the renovation of the visas that will start expiring in 2009, and with the demand for American citizens now to be documented with passports or other WITI-compliant documents, we could be quite busy. That's one reason we were upgraded to a Consulate General. We now have additional resources and staff to deal with this. Just to give you a comparison of what our passport demand has been and to show you how it's risen in FY06, we processed a total of 272 passport applications in Nuevo Laredo. In FY07, when at that time it still wasn't clear exactly when WITI would be implemented, it rose to 1,054. And through FY 2008, it had increased to 1,418. We expect that to increase tremendously over the next year because of WITI. Now, the other thing that we do is help Americans who are in distress. One of the more common distresses is getting arrested. Contrary to popular belief, the American consul is not there to get you out of jail. We are there, however, to explain the Mexican legal system, provide you with a list of attorneys, and see that if you have any special health or dietary needs, those are brought to the attention of the appropriate authorities. And we do visit every month or every 3 months. If you have a favorite magazine, let us know, because we'll bring that. But we're not there to presume guilt or innocence, and we're not there to get somebody out of jail. We do have an American citizen who leaves the United States needs to understand, as I'm sure you all know, you all travel, that you leave the American legal system behind and you're subject to the laws in that country.
I practice immigration law here in San Antonio, and I often run into, or U.S. citizen children who have elderly parents in Mexico, want them to come and visit, and often they are denied because they're retired, they don't have enough income. Is there anything the American citizen child here, who's actually now in his 40s or 50s, is there anything they could do to support the application of their elderly parents in Mexico, to give it more weight as far as showing that there is no intent that the parents are coming to live here in the United States? Is there anything they can do to help out the application process?
Well, that's a very good question. Thank you. And the short answer is no, there isn't. These are tricky cases sometimes. And again, most people do qualify for the visa, but the consular officer has to see that the applicant has a sufficiently stable economic situation that, in the officer's opinion, will compel their return to Mexico.